2 soldiers of the invading Russian army have surrendered to a Ukrainian drone and were captured. The Russian soldiers, who were intercepted by the aerial scouts of Ukrainian armed forces, hid in a bunker in an attempt to survive. However, their shelter was destroyed by drone missiles. Realizing that their efforts were fruitless, the Russian soldiers signaled that they wanted to surrender and advanced along the path shown by the drones and surrendered to the position of the Ukrainian fighters. The Russian soldiers said that it was impossible to hide from the Ukrainian drones, stressing that the drone operators did their job perfectly.
Поэтому мы решили сдаться, потому что поняли, что нет смысла прятаться. Птичек не убежишь вообще, никуда не убежишь, не убежать, не спрятаться, смысла нет. Удивила работа вашей была с самого рассвета нас обнаружили и начали, не давали нам покоя, пытались спрятаться и так, и сяк, в конце у нас везде находили. Мы пытались перебивать, но все равно находили. Так что все время над нами висели птички. Была у вас работает отлично. Поэтому мы решили сдаться, потому что поняли, что нет смысла прятаться. Птичек не убежишь вообще, никуда не убежишь, не убежать, не спрятаться, смысла нет.
A video message from Mariupol residents to the Russian dictator appeared on the internet. For the 3rd year now, they have not been able to receive the promised housing. We found ourselves superfluous in our hometown, although we were waiting for Russia and believed that they would not abandon us. Mariupol residents unanimously declare, report the Astra channel. Residents of the Stadion district said they would celebrate the new year in the pit where their house was supposed to be built, but it is still not there. There are many people like them in the city, and they are all homeless now. The new occupation authorities are ignoring the demands of city residents, and many have not even been put on the waiting list for new housing. Another way to deprive local residents of their own homes is to rename Azovstalskaya Street to Tulsky Avenue. Residents of the Cheryomushki district have similar problems. Many have been living in rented apartments and garages for 3 years now. Residents of B. Khmelnytsky and V. Lenin streets said that all the destroyed houses have already been demolished and mortgage housing is being built in their place. Tens of thousands of Mariupol residents have become redundant in their own city. The Kremlin demolished about 500 houses and built only 70. People who believed in Russia are losing faith in justice and the future, the city residents told Putin. The most interesting thing is that all the houses in Mariupol were destroyed and demolished by the Russian Federation back in 2022. Now housing is being built in the city, but for the new authorities and those who came from the Russian Federation. The occupation authorities completely ignore the opinions and requests of local residents. Earlier, media reported that up to 30% of Mariupol residents returned to their hometown. Mariupol Mayor Vadim Boychenko noted that the main factor in people returning to the occupation is the lack of housing, as well as Russian propaganda. Unable to restore the lost living conditions, many are forced to return to the occupied territories. Let us recall that in occupied Mariupol, Golitas are distributing new apartments to Russians who are posing as affected residents of the city.
Уважаемый Владимир Владимирович, к вам, как президенту и гаранту Конституции, в канун светлого праздника Рождества обращаются собственники квартир.
В то время как мы 3-й год скитаемся по съемным квартирам и общежитиям. У нас десятки и десятки тысяч. Мы оказались лишними в родном городе, хотя ждали Россию и поверили, что нас не бросят.
Владимирович Путин, мы жители города Мариуполя, района Стадион.
Вот, дорогие соседи микрорайона Черемушки, снова мы собрались на нашем районе.
Уважаемый президент Владимир Владимирович, хочу сначала поздравить вас с Рождеством Христовым. И пусть Бог поможет вам.
Recent leaked documents have sparked significant controversy surrounding Asma al-Assad, the wife of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The revelations point to alleged links between Asma and British intelligence services, shedding light on her potential role in shaping Syrian politics through covert means. The first document, dated November 27, 1998, mentions Asma Assad's financial positions, including her work at the New York branch of Deutsche Bank. The document details her duties as a financial, political, and legal intelligence collector for the US National Security Council. She is also alleged to have been involved in activities related to the Golan Heights and Lebanon. Asma Assad had close ties to leading figures in British intelligence. Her relationships with Miss Lisa and Miss Colleen Bacall, who served as Director of British Foreign Intelligence from 1998 to 1994, are highlighted in the documents. The second document contains information about meetings in 1994. On November the 22nd, at a meeting at the Chesterfield Mayfair Hotel in London, Bashar Assad and Asma met with Eliza Manningham Buller, deputy head of MI5. A day later, it was reported that they participated in discussions on Syrian-Israeli relations and peace talks in the region. The allegations suggest that Asma's influence extended beyond espionage to a broader political agenda, including fostering covert relations between Syria and the UK. Her alleged involvement in mediating sensitive negotiations and influencing high-profile decisions has raised questions about her autonomy and the extent of foreign influence within the Syrian regime. The leaked documents have triggered a wave of reactions from international observers and Syrian opposition groups. Calls for further investigations into the allegations have intensified, with some urging the United Nations to examine the potential implications of such espionage activities on regional stability. The son of the US President-elect, Donald Trump Jr., has criticized aid to Ukraine from nearly 3 years ago amid devastating fires in Los Angeles. On social media, Trump Jr. said that the Los Angeles Fire Department donated a lot of its supplies to Ukraine, and today it cannot control the elements in its immediate area of responsibility. As evidence of his version, he attached a media message from March the 18th, 2022. Oh, of course, the LA Fire Department donated a lot of their supplies to Ukraine. Trump Jr. wrote, the hydrants weren't filled. They cut $17 million from the fire budget. They sent supplies to Ukraine. Musk wrote, but Donald Trump himself did not blame Ukraine for the Los Angeles fires. He found another culprit. Let this serve as a symbol of the blatant incompetence and mismanagement of the Biden-Newsom duo. January the 20th must come as soon as possible, he wrote. Trump has sparked a political battle over the wildfires ravaging Los Angeles, even as those fires are still far from contained. Any suggestion that the disaster, which has already killed 2 people, destroyed about 1,000 structures and caused 70,000 people to be placed under an evacuation order, would lead to a moment of national unity was in vain. Instead, Trump has taken verbal potshots at the California governor, Gavin Newsom, and President Biden, suggesting their actions are to blame for the failure to contain the fires. The purpose, aside from Trump's general taste for political combat, seems to be to paint the current president and the California governor as weak leaders who have enfeebled a nation that the president-elect will soon return to the right track. Trump's detractors view such tactics with disdain. Trump took to Truth Social, using his derogatory nickname for the California governor, to assert that the response to the wildfires was being hampered by Newsom's environmental policies. Governor Gavin Newsom refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snowmelt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California. Authorities in Los Angeles say the water supplies had been strained by levels of demand about 4 times greater than normal over a period of many hours.